when God calls you, or when He calls you, there are going to be some obstacles in the process. There are going to be some obstacles in your way. Number one, you yourself is likely going to be the number one obstacle when God calls you. Remember, in Genesis, I meant to say in Exodus, when God called Moses, He looked for problems. He himself was a problem. Most likely, he recalled his past problems, the sins that he had committed. He killed an Egyptian and ran away. Most likely, he was saying, who is going to call a killer to go and deliver his message? You know that I could list for you right now the problems an individual may have. See, Abraham was very old when God called him that He was going to bless him with a child, and from that the generation will come. He was very old. Moses, he was a stutterer. He stuttered just like me. He was not eloquent in speech, just like me. Jeremiah and Timothy, they were much younger in age. David had an affair. Also, he was a murderer. But the Lord used him. You know that from his generation came Jesus Christ. Jonah, when God called him, he ran away. God asked him to go to Nineveh, to go and make a speech so that people can hear and they can be redeemed. But no, he went a different direction. But God was so kind, He made a large fish to swallow him and took him to Nineveh. When Christ called Zacchaeus, he was a short person. But God called him for a reason. And Paul, a destroyer of the people of God's kingdom, still God called him. So our personal problems will be number one reason why we will feel inadequate to be used by God. Number two, sometimes you may be deaf. You may intentionally turn a deaf ear to God when He calls you. You may intentionally turn a deaf ear to God when He calls you. You may hear Him calling you, but you may willfully turn away from Him calling you, so that you would act like you're not hearing Him. One of those obstacles when He calls us, we will be afraid. There will be uncertainty in our life. Let's look at Jeremiah 29. Jeremiah 29, 11. See, this is what God says. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. See, for some reason, when He calls and we are not listening, or we are given a reason for Him to call us, those are obstacles that we are putting in our direction to God. But it says here in Jeremiah 29, in Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. So when he calls for hope and future. He doesn't call you to shame you. He doesn't call you to make you feel bad. He doesn't call you to expose your disability. No, he calls you for future and hope. Then people will make you to doubt. They may tell you that you're not ready. And you may believe that. They may tell you that you are not ready. And you may believe that. They will look at you, maybe your height, your size, your age, your skin color, your educational level, something maybe you're not rich enough, or maybe you're not in the clique. Maybe you are not in that clique. They will tell you you are not ready. They will put doubts in your mind. And if you're not strong enough, you will believe that God is not calling you, that you are not adequate. Oppositions may even come from your family. It could be your wife, it could be your husband, it could be your family member. They may tell you, who are you? Who do you think you are? They may tell you are very cocky, you're very arrogant, because you're trying to explain to them that God has called you to deliver His message. So you could see there are many obstacles. One, you may doubt Him. Two, you may resist God when He calls you. You may give a reason why He shouldn't call you, because you think you're not adequate. You may be afraid because of uncertainty, and that's natural. You do not know the future, but He knows the future. You may say, well, I'm a sinner, so he couldn't use you. People can tell you that you're not ready, you're not adequate, or because you're not in that clique, they will not give the opportunity. People may oppose you, your family, your friends may oppose you. And also, there's a risk involved. There is persecution involved. Let's look at Matthew chapter 5. Matthew 5. Matthew 5. Matthew 5. And let's look from 10 to 13. Matthew 5 from 10 to 13. It says, blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven. For in the same way they persecuted the prophets who are before you. So you are going to face some kind of risk or persecution, but God is giving you assurance that He will be with you. Then part of the obstacles that you're going to face when God calls you is that there will be disappointments in your way. There will be disappointments in your way. People whom you trust to help you, they may have given you trust and hope at the beginning. When you are about to begin what God called you for, they begin to pull away, pull apart, and then you are left alone. These are people or individuals whom you trusted to help you. Perhaps they have discovered your potential and they have promised you that we would help you, or I will help you. But when the time comes,